This is WPTV, William Patterson Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The NFL offseason is heating up as we are only a couple months away from the preseason. Here to pass the pigskin is Michael Milligan, Cole Jarvis, Kyle Moppert, and Andy Gavin. The NFL draft came and went, and a lot of rookies are looking to prove themselves in the NFL. Michael, I'll go to you first. Which team had the best NFL draft?
For me personally, I'm going to have to go with the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, they had 11 draft picks anyway, all of them including Gray Zabel, who is an amazing offensive line piece, can play all 5 positions and really can dominate. They also got Steele and Nick Emenwari. I think that was a great pick by them as well. Picked up Jalen Milroe maybe as a successor, as well as Elijah Arroyo, the tight end. So, I mean, overall, that entire team has been, revamped to a nice spot for Sam Darnold and that offense to go.
Andy, which team had the best draft?
I'm not saying this as a Giants fan, but genuinely the Giants. They got Cam Scatterboo, which is a steal, Jackson Dart, Abdul Carter, trading up in the first round to get Jackson Dart. That is amazing. They filled the gaps that they needed. They have a great offensive line now. You can say their defense is complete. A little questionable on CB3 and who those cornerbacks will be, but I have to say the Giants.
Cole?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. They ended up getting Mason Graham at 5. They traded with Jacksonville to get a first-round pick next year. They ended up getting Dylan Gabriel and a great price for Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round. They did everything that they needed to do in a year where they're not going to have a quarterback. So I think when you look towards the future, this team got it done.
Kyle, line us out for the first question.
I think the New England Patriots had the best draft, and I don't even care about their other 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round picks, whatever they did. Will Campbell was the best O-lineman in that draft class, and they had such a great offseason. All they needed was another O-line piece, and they got the best one possible. Who cares about the T-Rex arms? This guy's a stud. I think the New England Patriots made a great pick with Will Campbell.
A lot of teams are fighting or looking to fight all year long to have an attempt at a successful season. I'll go to you, Kyle. Which team has the most to prove in the upcoming season?
The Washington Commanders came out of nowhere last year, and now they are in their 2nd year with Dan Quinn. Jaden Daniels, it's his 2nd season as well, and we know about the sophomore slump. I hope it doesn't happen. I love Jaden Daniels. He's a great player, but they have a lot to prove with a declining NFC conference. Also with the Eagles off Super Bowl paralysis, maybe we'll see a 2-time chance, but probably not. Hopefully the Commanders can stop them. They made some great additions in the offseason, so the Commanders have a lot to prove this year.
Michael?
I got to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, right now, they're just signed 2 major contracts in the offseason, part of my English, with T. Higgins as well as Jamar Chase, and now they're going to have Trey Hendrickson, who's going to be potentially leaving this team too. I mean, that's always a big question mark, and he's not going to stay for a team that's going to go, just 9 wins in a season. He's going to want more. So I think the Cincinnati Bengals, if they really want to keep their players, maybe for a lower price, they really got to prove they're a championship team at the end of the day. They tried with that off defense with Oren Burks, but I think at the end of the day, they need to build more, and they need to prove it now.
Andy, man, what do you got for me?
Like that. I'm going to go San Francisco 49ers. In the last 3 years, NFC Championship loss, Super Bowl loss, didn't even make the playoffs. You have to prove something with Brock Purdy here. You're going into, year 5, year 4 with him. That's something to prove. And Kyle Shanahan, I think he could be someone on the hot seat because you need to improve. And if you're not going to improve off of last year, what is the point of keeping him around? It can't be the last name.
Cole, which team has the most to prove?
I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears. Obviously, they did something they should have done a year ago. They didn't fire Matt Eberflus before Caleb Williams got in. They did now. They got Ben Johnson as their head coach. They bolstered up their offensive line for Caleb, who was getting hit all the time. And they drafted Colston Loveland. So I think that this team, with a fresh approach, could do a lot of damage this year. And I expect the Bears to have a much better season than they did last year.
A lot of head coaches have a lot to prove. Given their shaky tenure, I'll go to you, Cole. Which head coach must step up in this upcoming season?
Zach Taylor. Zach Taylor has one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best wide receiver groups, let alone just Jamar Chase alone. And he's done all but one Super Bowl appearance for it. So Zach Taylor definitely needs to, prove his worth in Cincinnati. They had Marvin Lewis there for 15 years, and all they did was get bounced out of the playoffs in round 1. This cannot happen while Joe Burrow is still in the prime of his career.
Kyle Moppert, what do you got?
I'm sorry, but Brian Dable, somehow this man still has a job. He's done a terrible job besides the 1 year that Daniel Jones had a legacy season out of nowhere. But yeah, he's definitely on the hot seat. They have a lot to prove this year. They had a great draft class, but we all know great off seasons doesn't relate to great seasons. So Brian Dable, this is his last chance to prove that he is a good coach, and they don't need to have a winning record in the first half of the year or whatever. They just have to be in the hunt, and their losses can't be bad coaching losses. So Brian Dable, your time's up, man.
Yeah, it certainly is. Millie, which head coach needs to step up?
For me personally, it's got to be Mike Tomlin. Now, I know the Steelers have had great season after great season after great seasons, but they keep either getting bounced in the first round of the playoffs. They're just not developing their pieces correctly. I mean, they've had great defenses. They have great offenses. For some reason, they always collapse in the latter half of the season. You saw it this year, Russell Wilson, a couple years ago with Big Ben. It just keeps the trend for them. And look, whether they're going to get Rodgers or not in this offseason, who even knows at this point? They have Mason Rudolph as their quarterback, but I feel like if Mike Tomlin just doesn't really push anything here, I think it's going to be out for him in Pittsburgh.
Andy Mann, finishes off.
I'm going to go with Brian Schottenheimer, right? The Cowboys hired him in-house. He was there last year, so there are expectations he has to meet. The Cowboys, I hate to say it, they have a decent team, a good defense and a good offense. They got to get Dak Prescott going, got to get that run game going to what it used to be.
Just got George Pickens.
Absolutely. And, you know, they have to win now. How are you going to compete with the Eagles and the Commanders? You need to win now, and you had an option to get Mike Vrabel, and you passed, and you're going in-house. You have to prove it now.
It's our last NFL block of the year, so let's make it a good one and end it off on a high note with a way too early Super Bowl winners. Andy, I'll go to you. Who's winning Super Bowl 26? In 26, wow.
JJ, you're going to be happy. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. They are the best team all around, offense, defense, special teams. Argue with the wall is the truth. I think a lot of us here can agree with that. You just have to get Lamar Jackson weapons, keep him on his feet, let him become mobile, and he will be a Super Bowl champion next year.
Cole, who do you got winning the Super Bowl?
I'll make Matt Goldman happy. I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills. It's the year of Josh Allen. He's probably going to get married this year. A bunch of great things are going to happen to this guy. He's, 6 whatever. He's giant. Guy can move. He's going to be potentially the NFL MVP once again. So I think the Bills are going to end up finally breaking that 4 falls of Buffalo streak and win it all.
Yeah, Kyle, I was looking at you before because you had this nice fancy suit on today.
Oh, come on, stop.
Yeah, so who you got winning the Super Bowl next year?
Well, we're just naming people to make happy. Let's make the whole state of Wisconsin happy. Let's give it to Green Bay. Why not a fluke team? Why be boring? And, the Vikings got worse. The Lions got worse. They lost their whole staff. So you know what? They have all those right minds. Wow, I can't even speak anymore. I'm just so excited for the Packers. Go, Pack, go. Yeah, it's going to be the Packers for me. I think this is their chance. They had a little bit of a decent offseason, but they still got the pieces to win it all. Jordan Love, let's go have a day, brother.
Yeah. Michael, finish us off for this year's NFL segment.
I'm going to make Bijan happy. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles here. Let me tell you, I think they're just the best run offense in this league right now with Barkley, Devonta Smith. You're going to have A.J. Brown, and that defense has a lot of key pieces. Yes, they lost a good amount, but they also drafted a good amount as well with Jihad Campbell as linebacker. Their entire draft was pretty much on defense, so they're trying to make up for it fast so they can stay on top of the league because you know what? Fly, Eagles, fly. I may be a Jets fan, but still, fly, Eagles, fly. A bird is the same thing, really. They're in the air, go, you know what I mean? So it's all good. Don't look at me like that. No. Why y'all look at me like this?
No. I just love that, no shock, right? No Giants, no Jets. We're in the basement this year. We can all agree to that.
Well, your coach is on the hot seat according to Milligan.
Two Jets fans.
Dayball?
No. Oh, you're a Giants fan? I thought you were a Steelers fan.
No, I'm a Giant fan.
He's a Giants fan, bro.
That's our student manager, Al Clarke. That's a Steelers fan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Al Clarke, watch out.
Biggest Aaron Rodgers fan there is, let me tell you.
Steelers coach is definitely on the hot seat. That's all we have for the NFL offseason. The guys on the gridiron say so long for this year. Let's move to the cold ice with Bailey and the NHL folks to break down the playoffs. Coming up next on WPTV.